Welcome back here to Adelante Chicago. Nice to have you with us today. Well, Havana Madrid was a nightclub in the 60s here in Chicago where Latinos gathered to dance, eat, share their stories. It is part of our history, but you won't find it in a history book. One artist has been working to keep that memory alive. Sandra Delgado created the musical, and it has received incredible reviews over the last few years. So she is joining us in studio today to explain how you can now watch that production for free. And also with you, Carpaccio, who is a part of this musical as well. Mr. Marin, nice to have you with us.
Thank you for inviting us.
Of course, it's such a pleasure. So you guys are going to be performing this musical, Havana Madrid, on the big stage at Millennium Park. What is that like for you?
It is so incredible. So La Habana Madrid, we have been working on it for over 8 years. It premiered at Steppenwolf in a Teatro Vista production in 2017. That was 99 seats. To go from 99 seats to over 10,000 seats is so exciting. And for me, as a Chicago born and bred girl, it's a dream come true to be able to share this love letter to the city, to immigrants, to the Latino community on such a big, amazing scale.
Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more about how you put something like this together and showcase it on the big stage right at Millennium Park. But I want to kind of step back a little bit and talk about how Havana Madrid came about. So what is the backstory behind this production? So I'll let you tell it.
Yeah, so the backstory is I thought I was going to write a play about my parents. They got married in a very unusual way, which if you come to the show, you'll see what happened. And I was interviewing my father about his early days in Chicago, and he mentioned this club, La Habana Madrid, on the corner of Belmont and Sheffield, right around where I grew up. And I was like, what? There was a Latino nightclub there. At that point, you know, in the early 70s, all trace of Latinidad had kind of been wiped from that neighborhood. And it was at that point that I was like, whoa, this is going to be something different. And as I started researching that area and the club, nothing was coming up. And I realized that this part of Latino history, Chicago history, really had been hidden, erased, unless it was being passed down mouth to mouth, you know. And so that's how it happened. And I started asking around. Facebook was a huge way for me to research what was happening at the time. And then talking to Carpaccio, of course. I just thought it'd be really amazing to showcase Chicago history in a club. So it doesn't feel like a play. It feels like you're going into the club and Carpaccio is there with his band.
So let's bring you into the conversation, right? So talk about your role in the production, what role you play in this.
Well, that was crazy in the beginning because this lady came to my house.
Now, did you know her before this or no?
Oh my God, I know Sandra since before she was born.
So you knew her parents,
And oh my God, she's family.
Yes.
She's family. She's like my little daughter. So anyway, she came to my house and says, Carpaccio, I want you to tell me about musicians in Chicago. I need a band for La Habana Madrid. And I said, but what about us? So we became the band. The other thing is then she brought many people to my house. And I'm in shorts and t-shirt like I'm always, and he goes, you better go change your clothes. He goes, why? He said, just go change your clothes. And he said, well, you're going to be part of La Habana Madrid. And I go, I am? She goes, yeah, we're going to talk about your life. And I go, am I going to be acting?
What an honor,
I'm going to be acting? He says, you're too old for that. We need a 20-year-old Carpaccio. That was my biggest disappointment because, I'm old.
No, come on. Okay, so wait a minute. Did you guys, as you were writing the script, did you go to Carpaccio and say, what do you remember about Havana Madrid? Did you even remember this club?
But you know, the crazy thing is, I never played in La Habana Madrid. La Habana Madrid, I came to the United States in 1971. La Habana Madrid ends about the same time. So I never played there, never went over there, but I knew from other musicians that they used to play in La Habana Madrid.
Wow.
But I never played there.
And now you get to be a part of the
Yeah.
production.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So all the characters are inspired by real,
Real characters,
Chicagoans, yeah.
Okay.
Like Mirna Salazar, who was such a huge advocate for artists and the
Yeah.
Puerto Rican community. Tony Quintana, who was a pioneer of Spanish language TV and radio. Maria Becelli, a Cuban who was Pedro Pan. My parents are in there too. Yeah, so they're all inspired by real Chicagoans, like Carpaccio. So you'll see Carpaccio's story, which is an amazing story that ends in a huge dance party, actually.
It should be that way because we had the band in
Yes.
this nightclub.
And I love the story of bringing back the history of Chicago, right, in ways that people had never heard before. But aside from that, what I also love about this production, and I've been fortunate enough to go and see it years ago when it first came out at the Steppenwolf, is the music is so rich, and it's music that like you and I grew up with, right?
Exactly.
Talk about the type of music that you're playing. Give me a name of some of the songs that you're playing.
So we play
Cuéntame.
salsa, and we play cumbia, we play
Some boleros.
Some boleros, yeah.
Sabor a mí.
Latin jazz, Sabor a mí, and one tune that brings us tears is Contigo en la Distancia,
Beautiful
which
bolero.
is the
Doesn't Luis
Yeah.
Miguel sing that? I
He
think
does. He
Yeah,
did a
he
cover
does,
of
right?
that for
Yeah.
sure.
You know how
And
much I
La
love Luis Miguel.
Rebelión,
La
which it gets
Rebelión.
everyone up on their feet
Yeah.
and dancing.
Yeah.
And then we have some new original songs
Yes.
that Chicago hasn't heard yet. So we did the show out in California. It made its
Wow.
West Coast debut last summer, and I'd always wanted to put more original music. I had written a couple songs for the show, and with a friend composer, Cristian Amigo, we wrote a couple new songs, a couple new boleros.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be so
amazing.
fun.
Okay, so you said that your original production was built for 99 people to sit and watch, or 100 people, right? A small audience, and now you're going to be playing in front of what could be thousands of
Yes,
people.
we hope
So
so.
how do you adapt the production to be able to tell it in its original form on a big
Yeah.
stage like this?
So we start rehearsals on Saturday, and we are going to discover a lot. But behind the scenes, our director Sherilyn Bruce and our choreographer Johnny Martinez, who lives on the West Coast now, but he is a born and bred Chicago boy, and he is coming home to do the production. And our designers have been really hard at work figuring out like how are we going
do you
to
set the stage?
adapt
Yeah.
it. And we're doing some really cool stuff with video, taking advantage of the screens at Millennium Park. So even if you're sitting way in the back, you are going to feel it. You're going to be up on stage with us. And lighting, we're doing some stuff that's never been done at Millennium Park. There may be a disco ball involved.
Okay.
So everyone is in for a real treat visually and sonically too.
And so now will people be able to be at the lawn as well, right? So it's not just the seats up front, but
Yes.
I'm back in the
Yes,
lawn.
have
Yeah.
that
Biggest screen.
picnic,
Oh,
bring a
yeah.
bottle of wine. Yes, absolutely. It's going to be like any other event at
Yeah.
Pritzker Pavilion.
Oh, I'm so excited for you guys.
Yeah.
This is going to be great. What a great example of Chicago and our Latinos here in Chicago. Let's get the information up on the screen for those of you interested in going to Millennium Park on August 23rd, which is the day after the DNC wraps up there. You can go show up at, what time does it start? Because I can't see that.
5:30.
5:30.
There is
Okay.
a salsa dance party with DJ Julio Bishop, and the
Uh-huh.
show starts at
All
6:30.
right.
Yes, we
There
will
you
see
go.
you there.
For free. All right. Good luck, everybody.